I was American born and I'll die in America.
Welcome to our group. Welcome to Defenders Defenders 7 has, and this ought to show it right here.
Do you or someone you know suffer from depression? If so, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
Good evening and welcome to another Thursday night Defenders 7 broadcast with your host, Lieutenant General Christopher Weathers, and I'm your co-host and General of the Defender 7, Bobby Ormsby. Welcome, everyone. Before we get into tonight's show, I need to read our disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on Defender 7 radio show and Facebook page are those of the callers and or authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Defenders 7. That being said, we can be reached on our website by typing all lowercase letters, www.defenders, Roman numeral V as in Victor, with 2 small i's.com. On our website, we have a store and a donate button. Proceeds 100% go back to our communities throughout all 50 states in a time of need. So by all means, please purchase something or hit that donate button. That's how we operate. That's how we're able to do what we can do for communities in disastrous situations. So please help us to help you and your communities. We can also be reached on MeWe by clicking on organizations and scrolling down to Defenders 7, Humanitarian American Patriot Group. Or our Facebook national page by typing in the search box, all capital letters, Defenders 7. That's Defenders, Roman numeral V as in Victor, with 2 large I's. Before you click on that join button, just know that we expect all of our members and our future members to participate throughout everything in the group that we do. Training, meetups. Now for tonight's show and all the shows we do here on Blog Talk Radio, we do enjoy when people call in and give us their opinions, their thoughts, and just discuss what we're hitting on topic. And that number to call is area code 914-205-5773. Again, the number to call, area code 914-205-5773. We'd love to hear from around our country what's going on. So tonight is current events, and we will talk about just about anything. Just call in. Give us your input. I'd like to say good evening to our Lieutenant General, Christopher Weathers.
Good evening, everyone.
And Captain from Wisconsin, Miss Lorna Munson.
I'm here. I'm present.
A.K.A. Slacker.
Whatever.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. Finally stopped raining for today.
It finally stopped snowing here.
It's still snowing here.
Ha!
Not funny.
So what's y'all's thoughts on the new so-called president giving all that aid and relief to Texas?
The last I heard, he wasn't doing shit.
Exactly. I was being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah, okay. I just wondering where's all these people that voted for the son of a bitch, and I want to know their opinion on the good things that he's actually done and doing.
Exactly.
I want their opinion.
You're getting them. It's called crickets.
Exactly. Not to mention, not only Texas, but he also is giving China in charge of our power grid.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Let the wolf be in charge of the sheep.
Now, I had a question today. Just because the pipeline is shut down, what difference? Why the gas prices are going up? Let me clarify this real quick. He shut down the oil pipelines, the XL pipeline, stopped working. Therefore, now we are getting our oil from overseas. 2, hold on, I'm got to back up a little bit for this bus. 2, now they're taking advantage of us because now we're depending on the oil from overseas, so they raised the barrel prices up to 60, I believe it was $68 or $69 a barrel now. So now we're getting screwed there. Turbines out in Texas froze up. So how's this green air doing? You know, the green shit, whatever you want to freaking call this stupid shit.
The Green New Deal.
Yeah. How's that working out for everybody? People are without power. Their kids are freezing. Their animals are freezing. But yet, hey, that Green New Deal's working out pretty damn good, huh?
With that being said, now they're talking about there's going to be food shortages everywhere because of it.
Bullshit. I get my food from God's country.
Well, true, but that's what they said on the news just a little bit ago, because everybody depends on dairy products from Texas.
Well, Lorna doesn't have to worry about that because she can't cook anyway. But
well, what's pissing me off? Now think about this, people. And I would love to hear some call-ins because this is where it gets really interesting. They tried to impeach Trump. He was acquitted twice. Now that I've seen where they're trying to make a bill that if you are up for impeachment, you cannot have your name on anything. They cannot on history. They cannot tell the good things that he's done or the bad things that he's done. All of this is going in. 2, all these corrupt Democrats and Republicans, and it goes deep. Again, and I've asked this question so many freaking times, when is enough is enough? I, for one, I get my gas over here in Missouri, which is cheaper than Illinois. Right now, gas prices over in Illinois are $2.69 a gallon. Over here, I paid $2.52 a gallon. Gas prices are going up everywhere across the country because of this XL pipeline. It's not because of the winter and these frigid cold fronts that are going through. It's because that stupid fuck shut down the XL pipeline, and now we're depending on overseas oil. When is it time? I know people, I don't know about everybody else, but I am one pissed off veteran. Not only veteran, but an American. When is it time? He's going through right now our military. If you are a Trump supporter, you will be kicked out of the military. When is this shit going to end? I don't see how even our generals and admirals in our military, our top brass, can put up with this bullshit. Now we're getting into more conflicts overseas again because of Biden and Camel Toe Harris. When's enough is enough? I don't know, people. I'm dumbfounded. I am really dumbfounded over this shit. Why isn't people doing something about this? The only way to do it is by getting everybody together to do it. When is it time? We need to take these son of a bitches into jail. We literally need to put these son of a bitch and crooked bastards in jail. Democrats, Republicans, we need to start over because this is bullshit. We are a laughing stock around the entire world. Literally. So-called patriots are fighting with each other over dumb shit that we all agree on the same thing, but they're still arguing. Really? I've seen it on Facebook, on all kinds of social media sites. You can't listen to mainstream media because, let's face it, they're lying to everybody. They want this country divided, so nobody teams up together. Civilians, we are the biggest freaking military in the world. They're trying to take our Second Amendment rights away. Come the fuck on. I'd love to hear some callers calling in. I want to hear their opinions over this shit.
The full mark. I didn't realize how big yours was.
Huh?
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry, I forgot I took the mute off. I was talking to somebody else. Yeah, I agree with you. I think what's going on is a disgrace. when you think about what he's doing with our military, questioning them, vetting them, whether or not they voted for him or Trump, that's not right. I mean, our military is nonpartisan. So what's going to happen? He's going to lose, 80-90% of the military, or they're going to lie. And I just heard that Pelosi hired some retired general to do a investigation of what happened on the thing. And this guy hates extremists. And they're already accusing police officers and military people of being involved in it.
Well, how pissed off does people need to get over this before shit starts happening? I mean, look, I know us veterans, we signed a check, a blank check, up into our lives for this country. No one relieved us of our duty when we got out. Us older veterans, we take that oath to heart. I don't know about the younger generation, but I know us older ones do. How pissed off does people need to get before shit starts happening? Are we going to wait till the mid-elections again? How can you trust the elections?
I don't know if we're going to make it that long.
They're coming after our guns. And anybody who tells me that they're not, I'm going to call you an idiot, and your head's up your ass.
I saw something that Biden said if he could not convince the Congress to sign his gun control bill, he was just going to write an executive order.
You know, I'm trying to believe that something bigger is going to happen. A bigger plan with Trump. He said Huh?
I said
What's
I keep hearing something about March, a lot of the people I follow. But here's the thing, and if nothing happens in March, how much longer are we supposed to wait? My personal opinion is I don't think we're going to make it to the end of the year. I'm not even sure that we're going to make it to the summer, considering what's going on. China has access to our power grid, and all of a sudden electric lines are blowing up all over the place.
Well, Texas,
as you just said,
Texas right now, half the state is out of power, depending on California.
Right, and they're not prepared. And it's just, there's a lot of stuff going on that is questionable. And, those 3 cases are supposed to be going up before the Supreme Court on the 19th. I don't know if that's me that's doing that thing. I turned off my speaker. At any rate, so what if, let's say the Supreme Court decides, okay, there's enough evidence here for us to hear the case. Let's say, we present the cases, they present enough evidence to show that there was actual fraud and there was enough of it to overturn to have changed the election. What are they going to do? They're not going to throw Biden out. They're just going to say, oh, well, we'll correct this for the next time. What next time? Biden's DOJ has already sent a letter to the Supreme Court saying that in that Arizona case, they disagree with what the Trump administration said, and they're changing their position. So, it's what's going to happen? Nothing. So unless whatever these conspiracy people are saying is going to happen by March happens, I don't see us making it to the spring or the summer without some kind of war. Whether it's internal or external, I don't know. But look at what Biden said about China. That China treating those Muslims the way they are, that's okay. It's part of their culture. But yet, a Muslim taking multiple wives is not. Okay. Now we got to fight that. The fact that their women can't do this, we got to fight that. Or what other countries that have, odd cultural things that don't fit ours, where we condemn them. But yet here, China is doing something that goes against humanity. I mean, it is inhumane. It goes against everything. But yet it's okay. It's part of their culture. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with him sending more troops into the country, or allowing Muslim, not just Muslim countries, but Venezuela and I forget what the other one is that are definitely not Muslim, that they shut them down because they support terrorists. So I'm telling you, I am of the belief that we're not going to make it. Especially he is taking our guns away. I saw on a podcast that somebody said one of the main reasons no enemy country, has ever actually tried to invade us is not the military, it's the crazy Americans that all own guns.
Yeah, I knew that.
So they take away our guns.
Here's the thing.
They're taking away our safety from any kind of invasion or anything else.
Maria.
But, that's my personal opinion.
Here's my thing. If you're going to listen to everything, I've heard this a million times. Oh, wait until March. Wait until January. Wait until, you know what? We've heard this shit for 3 goddamn years. 3 fucking years. I've heard Q and all these other bullshit. We're going to do it on this date. This is going to happen on this date. Nothing has happened. Nobody has went to jail. Nobody has went to jail. Nobody is being accountable for the actions that is taking place. Everybody knows that this freaking election was a fraud. The problem is, Trump is one guy. He can't do it. And then, during the impeachment trials, half of the Republicans turned on Trump too. Guess what that tells me? The Republicans are in on this bullshit too. Or are they too scared? Yep. Are they being forced?
Well, we've always known. Even Trump has said, he was saying himself, in that letter, he's been saying it all along. But now, after what McConnell did, he's like, he begged me to help him get reelected, and then he's going to go and pull that shit after he did it. So again, like I said,
here's the thing about McConnell. He signed his death warrant when he went against Trump. Now, problem is, how can we trust the elections? I've seen it on Facebook. How many people? Oh, he signed his death warrant going against Trump. Oh, on this impeachment. Just like so many other Republicans. Okay, so you're going to really believe in the election system? I, for one, I'll never vote again because it's worthless. They cheat. The entire presidency of Trump, the far left, has done nothing but burn our buildings and cities and our towns, shoot our police, our first responders, firefighters, policemen. Well, let's give them a taste of their own damn medicine. Oh, but that's right. It doesn't fit their agenda, so we're going to get prosecuted and probably buried underneath the prisons. Huh.
Well, what are we supposed? But that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, all I'm hearing, and I'm in multiple rooms, and right now I'm hearing one of two things. Either, something's going to happen in March, which I'm
not
believe,
believing a goddamn thing about that shit.
Or
I won't believe any of it.
It's not a question whether or not I believe it or not. I'm just saying this is what I'm hearing. Or the other stuff I'm hearing is for 2 years at the election in 22. We're not going to make it that far.
We're not.
It wouldn't be an honest election anyway.
We're not going to make it that far. The only way to take care of this is the American people stand up. That's
but they
the
need
only
a
way
leader,
that
and who is going to lead them? They need a leader. They thought they had Trump. Obviously, he's not doing it. So who?
Well, it's not that he wasn't doing it. It's nobody worked with him to do it.
Well, Michael Flynn is one of the ones that's saying...
That's been their agenda all along.
Right.
Yeah, I have heard the theory that these groups that are telling us to wait are actually working for the communists, and they're trying to, keep American patriots placated until it's too late for them to do anything. But again, the American people, they need somebody to step up. Trump, he's going the political route. Maybe he is going to step up in March and do something. I don't know. I honestly do not know. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But my point is, the American people, patriots, are more than willing to do whatever it takes to keep our Constitution, including some of those that voted for Biden, because they didn't vote for Biden because they want what he's offering. They voted for Biden because they were lied to and they believed the lie. You know what I'm saying? They bought the swamp, and thinking it was, a pleasure palace type of thing. So I think the American people, including some of those that voted for Biden, would do whatever it takes. The problem is there's nobody right this minute doing anything to lead them to do that. Whether it's Trump, Flynn, whoever, there's nobody saying that. Do you see what I'm saying? And those of us who are not military, we don't know what to do or how to handle it. All we can do is, I see things, we'll sign this document to stop the bill for taking your guns away. I'm like, that isn't going to do any good. When I was a kid, marching on Washington worked. It's not going to work now. Look at Pelosi. She has not yet paid that $5,000 fine for breaking her own rule. Even though she made a rule about you can't use mother, daughter, and all that other crap, she did it anyway, and nobody penalized her for it. She was the one that said no National Guard, no Capitol Police on January 6th, despite the fact that Trump himself offered, and the police and FBI warned her. She and the mayor still said no. So how the hell, even if Trump really did do what they are accusing him, how the hell is it his fault when all it would have taken was to have the correct amount of National Guard and Capitol Police at that building to stop what happened on January 6th? And then they lied about that police officer. Nobody died. The only person that died, supposedly, was a Trump supporter who was unarmed. So, I'm sorry, nothing is going to get done. Nothing. So that's why I'm saying we ain't going to make it to 22 elections. I don't even think, and that's my personal opinion. I have been watching this. I've
here's
also
the
been
thing.
watching CNN and MSNBC.
Biden is a puppet. Biden is a puppet. Somebody else is calling the shots, whether it be Obama, Kamala Harris, the Clintons. So somebody is calling because, number one, Biden is too old and his mind's gone. His mind is gone. Got in an argument because of Biden stuttering during a speech. Oh, you're picking on an old man and, this and that. Look here, dumbass. This son of a bitch is supposed to be a president. What has he done in 47? Name one thing he has done in 47 years of being a politician. Nothing. Zero. Nobody can tell me one thing.
Nothing good. He has been responsible for some things.
I'll tell you what he's done since he's been president, or so-called, ruining America, making it a socialistic country.
I think it's worse than that.
The thing is, this fake scamdemic, they did this on purpose to keep people away from each other for one reason. So nobody will gather, arm up, have a military. They don't want the uprising. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if America did get together and form together and arm up, Americans would be unstoppable. What the heck was that?
Mom, that tinkling
Was not me.
I'm sorry, it was my other phone.
Oh, thing is, American patriots would be unstoppable, just like 1776. Only we're more advanced. It's not about black powder anymore.
It isn't.
People have the firepower.
Most of the people I watch who are supporting Trump and are against what's going on, the majority, not all, but the majority of podcasters I watch are black or mixed, racially mixed. And so it's not about black and white. That is a bullshit lie that the progressive communist left is putting out there. And it's
well, they've
scary.
been doing that for quite a few years.
Yeah, I know, but it's getting worse. And then, did you hear Biden's town hall the other night and the crap that they allowed him to get away with saying, and about how that's just him and it's just his stutter, or he always makes those gaffes. Politicians make mistakes when they don't have teleprompters. I'm like, he's still insulting the black Americans and the Hispanic Americans, saying that they're not smart enough to use a computer to go get a vaccine.
Well, how many people are actually getting a vaccine? Because
no, that's not my point. My point is
you want to talk about the
vaccine
vaccine now? I'll tell you something that I read. Moderna gave out the wrong friggin' vaccine. They gave the second shot first.
Wait, I didn't realize they were different.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is what bothers me. People are dying the minute they get the vaccine. People are saying, oh, that's fake news and this is fake. Really? Tell that
it's
to
not
some
fake
of the families
news. It's happening all over the world.
I know. Tell that to the families after the vaccine, that their kids, their parents, have died getting this vaccine.
And that's what
You're a
cracks me
fool.
up about it. That's what cracks me up about these people that are getting it. Is that they're believing the mainstream media and all your news outlets that, oh my gosh, that's the only way we're going to control this. And yet they're trying to silence the actual researchers and the actual doctors that are actually out there telling you, do not get this friggin' vaccine.
No.
Right.
And on top of that, you know, Bill Gates, he just bought up. He owns more farmland in this. He owns more than 50% of the farmland currently in the United States, and he wants everybody to move to fake beef. In order to get rid of the methane that cows give off. So, and he like I said, it's all about decreasing the population. There are some other things that are out there. I heard with regards to the vaccine, the CDC itself says that people who have recovered, who have had COVID and recovered, should not get the two shots. They should only get one. The problem is how many people have had COVID and recovered from it and didn't even know they had it. And they decide that they want this vaccine. They get the one shot and maybe everything's okay, or they have a severe reaction. They get the second shot, they're going to keel over. And it's not a vaccine that teaches your body to build up its immunity. It's a vaccine that changes your RNA on your cells. So even if it does fight off COVID, it may actually cause something else to react worse because it's changing your cells. I don't know that it's changing your DNA. I know I've heard that, but it is. They say themselves in the research, the CDC, the Pfizer and Moderna that put it out and explain how it works, put spikes on your cells to fight COVID. But how do you know how it's going to react to another virus? It could cause that other virus to, and that might be why people are dying. And then, Biden is saying, well, we've got to keep giving money to the Wuhan lab and support it. So, yeah, they are not coming near me with the vaccine. And if that means I can't leave the United States, oh, well. And then he threatened DeSantis and said, well, we're not going to give you any more vaccine if you don't, do what we want you to do. And you better call me Mr. President. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that nothing is going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's just ridiculous that it's gone on this far. Like I said, I don't know everybody's opinion. I just know mine and a few others. I wish we had more callers.
I
really
do too.
Because this subject that we're on tonight, just like every Thursday, is very important.
I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of people are afraid. I think a lot of people are afraid to speak out because the cancel culture and all the other stuff, people are afraid.
Do you think we were – let me give you an instance. Do you think we weren't scared when we were over in wars, us veterans? You don't think that we weren't scared? Because I tell you what, if you weren't scared, you're either stupid or straight up crazy.
Bravery is being afraid and still doing it.
We did what we had to do.
My mom, the FBI, the government had a file on her because she was an activist, and she actually was with the Black Panthers and some other groups, and they had a file on her, and it didn't stop her from doing what she felt was right. And I sure as hell ain't going to let the fact that they have my name because I donated to Trump and they might be watching or hearing me. I don't give a shit. It's not going to stop me from protesting about what the government is doing. That is my right as an American citizen. My First Amendment right entitles me to bitch about my government as much as I want. And my Second Amendment allows me to own a gun. As long as I'm not, talking about or encouraging people to go and shoot the president or something, I'm not a danger to anybody. I am within my right with what I'm doing, and they can make a file on me all they want. I don't care. I wish there was more I could do. I don't know what more I could do.
But that's just what they want because they want to control every American. They don't want you to have your own opinions. They don't want you to have control of your own life. That's why they're doing this shit.
Exactly right. It's called control.
And if you're afraid, and if somebody's afraid to come on a radio show that's not FCC, followed underneath rules, to a certain extent, then yeah, you're a sheep because you sure as hell post it all over social media.
Right.
But you're afraid to speak out.
I'm not on Facebook anymore. I deleted my accounts on Facebook, but I do post elsewhere.
Well, Bobby, I hate to say this, but I'm home. I'm tired, and I'm hungry.
So?
I'm going to get out here and eat.
Sounds like a you problem.
Take me a shower.
You always leave us.
Man, I can't help it, man. I've worked 12 hours today, and I'm worn out.
How's
your
hungry. Shoulder? How's your shoulder doing?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound.
Oh, you're a supervisor. You just sit behind a desk.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, yep, just like Lorna with your feet up on a desk.
Right.
Yeah. That.
All right.
All
right, y'all. Have a good night.
I was framed.
Take care.
Have a good night.
All right, brother.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Take care.
Yeah, and like we've always said, though, social media, it's you got to take it with a grain of salt, because like now I just saw a posting about Democrats are introducing a bill to ban Trump from being buried in the Arlington National Cemetery.
That is so stupid.
No.
Seriously? That's okay. They still want to press charges against him and stop him from running for office in 24. And like I said, I don't think we're going to be here then. Is because he was part of the insurrection, despite the fact that their own impeachment case or charge or whatever proves that he didn't. He wasn't part of any insurrection. They don't even have any evidence. All they have is media things, and I just found out yesterday. You know those montage of videos that they showed? Do you know where they got them? They got them from John Sullivan, who was arrested at the Capitol, who is a known avowed leftist. Not to mention the fact that both CNN and NBC paid him $35,000 for those videos.
Right.
And the Capitol will not turn over the film footage from the interior security cameras to the Justice. I forget what the organization is called, but they're entitled to those videos, and the Capitol, the Congress, will not turn them over because whatever happened, they're lying or exaggerating. You know, so I don't know anymore what to do. I wish somebody would step up and say, look, this is what we got to do. And, you know, and I'm not saying we need to go to D.C. with guns, blasting. That's not what I'm saying. But we've got to do something. Our Capitol is surrounded by 10-foot wire fencing with barbed wire on it to protect them from who?
Because they're afraid that they're going to take him out.
I don't know.
It's just, they could spend all that money paying for protection like that, but yet let people suffer like they are right now in Texas.
I know. Look how long it took FEMA to get there.
Oh, they're a joke in itself. People, their houses aren't insulated. They're over 10% of their electricity comes from windmills and solar panels, which of course don't work. So that's putting more pressure on the fossil fuel things, which now they're having problems with. And here's another thing. They talk about, the Republicans, the conservatives, they're prejudiced. They only help the rich. Okay, so you tell me why during this storm, the rich people, the Democrats are in control now, but yet it's the rich communities, the wealthy communities that are getting electricity and the poor ones that are not. Right. And it'll always be that way.
Right. And it's not because they're black or brown or whatever. It's because of the community they live in and who is supplying their electricity. They're getting the cheapest electricity possible, which is the windmills and the solar. Because they want everybody to use it, they have made it the cheapest available. Or they build the houses to rely only on it. So you can't blame. Actually, it's not the government's fault in that respect. Well, it is, but because they've made it, the way they build stuff. But my thing is, we're going to be dependent on other countries again, primarily enemy countries, for oil, because oil isn't just about making gas to put in your car. Do you know how many products use oil? I mean, they destroyed our country, and now I don't know how Bill Gates was allowed to purchase 51% of farmland, and the other farmland, the majority of it is controlled by companies who have seeds with patents on them. And if the wind blows them into Joe Schmo's farm, he either has to grow their stuff at a price or sell them his property. So, something needs to be done. I don't know if it's one of these conspiracy theories of what's going to happen in March, or if we get some military people, who have the balls to go against what Biden wants, because, Biden is telling the Pentagon they have to work with Chinese military now. Did you see that?
Yeah. That's what
right.
I'm saying. Instead of stepping up and doing something, they're still worried about Trump. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
They're not caring about what actually is going on in the world.
No,
or I
they're
should
not.
say in the country.
They know, but they don't care. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
And you know, and to me, I can't see why Democrat or Republican in the Senate, in the government period, aren't coming out
here's the thing.
saying, you know, all right, well, I don't agree with this. This ain't right. I don't care what my constituents say or do, but I'm telling you right now, we need to put an end to this.
Right. Well, it's like the college forgiveness thing. You know, Biden and them, you know, when he was campaigning, were going on about the 50,000. And now, you know, that town hall, he's like, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. Like the $15 an hour raise. He's like, after he gets into office, he's like, you know what? That doesn't make sense. So, but the progressive left still put it in the bill, all $1,400. I mean, not that the $1,400 is really going to do anything. My point is, you know, they've already sent millions of dollars to Mexico for abortions and to help them do something else. They've sent money to other countries. They've already sent out millions of dollars to other countries, but yet they have not even signed the paperwork, agreed to what they're going to send to the American citizens. And I'm not talking about the illegal aliens. They're probably already got money too. But they're not even going to make a decision on it until the end of February. So, you know, here we go, all these months, no help whatsoever. They're giving us a pittance, and because they have to print new money, it's going to devalue that $1,400 they're giving us. Really isn't going to be worth much more than $1,200, $1,300 if we're lucky, because they're going to devalue the money. And, you know, they're still trying to put in the $15 an hour thing. I mean, so they don't care about the American people. They only care about themselves. That's it. They're part of the elite. You know, if they get communism in here, it's not gonna bother them. The millionaires, the billionaires are getting richer and richer, and we're the ones that are paying for it. They're, you know, people like, oh well, they're gonna tax the corporations and the rich more than they ever did before. But yet, when you think about who really voted for Biden, I don't mean the fake votes. I mean the real votes. It was all people like Jeff Bezos, and you know because they're making money behind this. They're benefiting from socialism. So what their taxes go up, they'll just get it back from the government. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you know, we need somebody to actually stand up and say, you know, tell the American people, okay, this is what we need to do. I mean, I'm doing what little I can. I do have to, you know, I do listen, I do watch, you know, I send, you know, make phone calls, send emails or whatever to your politician, but that ain't going to do any good. What actually can I do? I prep. I'm prepared, you know, for when this shit hits the fan, but that's just me. That's not making a difference. It's like, what can we do to make a difference?
That's exactly that's why we put this group together. We thought we'd be able to make a difference. But, you know, you need people to get involved and to take on. And we're not.
Everybody's in denial. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It is happening.
I know.
Right, it's happening
exactly.
right in front of their faces, and they still don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anymore. The same thing, people I keep seeing out there, oh, get Bitcoins, invest in this, invest in that. And I'm like, no, I am not investing in imaginary money. It's all code. What happens if the system crashes? Everybody's like, oh, well, banks can't take away your money. You don't take this, that, and the other thing. That's why they hate this. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. I said, what happens if they shut down the internet? They shut down the whole system. There's some kind of grid or hacking or whatever. If your imaginary money, your code is gone. It's not real. I play app games, and I spend money on my app games. But if somebody comes in and steals and hacks my account and steals my account, it's all gone. There's nothing I can do to get it back. It doesn't matter what proof I have. To me, this Bitcoin and all this other shit, that's how I look at it. I would never, ever do that. Real banks are bad enough, but it's FDIC insured. You have your Social Security number or whatever. It's backed by supposedly gold and silver. But I'm in agreement with a number of people I know. I think Chris has said it, John, and some of my other friends. Buy silver, buy gold, buy tangible stuff. The code shit, they can do whatever they want with that. I ain't going there.
Yeah, but that again, it's it's the fear factor, and I'm sorry, but again, anybody that trusts anything that comes from Gates or Fauci, you need your friggin' head examined.
Yeah, Fauci's another one. He keeps changing his mind.
Because he knows he's getting caught. He's getting caught lying to everybody.
Personally, I just think he's like Biden and senile.
That too. I thought of that too, but it's just, I don't know. They do everything wrong, but blame the other party for doing it when they're the ones doing it.
That's why I'm saying what happened January 6th, personal opinion, falls on the shoulders of Pelosi because she knew ahead of time of the possibility of the Capitol coming under attack in some form. The FBI warned her. The Capitol Police warned her. She was offered the National Guard. She even had access to the National Guard, from all states. She had access. She refused to use it. She's still not answering to what she did. So if anybody is responsible for what happened on January 6th, it is her. And all her, because if they would have had 10,000 National Guard at the Capitol, or even 5,000 National Guard, as well as Capitol Police, it would not have happened. I guarantee you that the Trump supporters who are true American patriots would not have went up against that building with the National Guard out there. And the bad guys who really did invade the Capitol would have gotten caught before they were able to do any damage. So she is the one that's responsible, not Trump.
Right. And again, if it was you or I or anybody that was not politics and not rich, did some shit like that, we'd be under the jail.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, the legal system isn't geared to, well, they got money, so we're just going to let them slide. No. It's made up for everybody. You break the law, you go to jail. But no, with the politicians, because of the money they got and because of who they know, and how they threaten. That's why they're getting away with shit. And that's all it would take is, just one time, grab the, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, but either ones that did illegal stuff. Call them out on it. Get them out of office. Put them right in Gitmo where they belong.
Well,
I just don't get it. I mean, you see, again, going back to, you see people complaining on social media, and I'm not just saying Facebook, because I'm on a bunch of platforms, and I see it all over the place. That, right. They're big and bad and talking about what they do and how they do it, but when it comes down to it, I don't see you standing by your word.
No. Like I said, I don't know what to do. I'm just, I don't have real skills in anything. I'm good at following instructions. I mean, I can do the survival thing, but when I was a kid, it was, you went to Washington and you marched on Washington, and you went and you spoke to your whatchamacallit, to your senators and your Congress people. But unfortunately, you can't do that now because everything's surrounded by a 10-foot fence with barbed wire.
Yeah.
So when you march on Washington, where are you going to go? I mean, we did march, but we didn't literally. I mean, we marched, but we also had appointments to go and speak with our Congress people. It wasn't just about marching, but now it's surrounded by, fencing. You can't go. They're not going to let you in. You're not even allowed on the wall without going through, all these inspection spots. I see people, they're posting stuff. I see videos of what's going on over there. And, it's creepy.
And that's just it. It just, it's like the reason why they're going with this wall is because they knew that they were going to get, that they're going to screw everybody worse. The American people. And they want to protect themselves from, us terrorists. But yet,
I'm not a terrorist.
But yet allow real terrorists into our country.
Yeah. I don't. It's like I said, I don't know anymore. I don't. It's like all we do is bitch and complain, which is our right. I mean, we have the right to do that, and I'm tired of them shutting us down. And did you hear what they did in Australia? Facebook shut down Australia completely. No news, no emergency search. They didn't post anything. I mean, now if you wanted to post pictures of your son's birthday party, you could do that. But you're still not allowed to post any news. So if you read an article that you want to share with a friend in Australia, you can't. Not from anywhere in the world. And I think Google is doing the same because the Australian government said, look, you're using articles and stuff from our newspapers and everything. We think you should pay something for this. Like if we go to a newspaper, we have to pay. And rather than pay anything, they just said, no, we're just not going to let anybody share your articles. And it affected their emergency services. It affected groups that like help abused people or adopt anybody. Because anytime somebody does stuff like that, it's in the media, whether it's the newspaper, the news, or whatever. So they shut down all of that, missing persons, everything.
I know, and they're attacking the groups that I belong to with the missing people.
Right.
They're slowly but surely taking things that are of importance off their pages and deleting it.
Right.
And I want to know, with all these so-called meetings with these CEOs of the internet companies, what actually has gone on?
I don't know.
Because it seems like it's getting worse now that they've been called on the carpet. And that stupid ass Zuckerberg looks like a goddamn little 4-year-old kid whenever he gets called on the carpet with his little puppy dog eyes like, oh, I didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, why was your name on Epstein's list?
Right.
And once again, it all has to do with how much money you got. And that's where this fraud election came into play. All the billionaires that put the money up to make sure that Biden won.
Right.
Now they've got actual proof.
Did you see that article? You saw that article.
Yeah.
About they admitted to affecting the election. They admitted to interfering.
Yes.
And still nothing gets done. It's not even just a question of overturning it's that they're not even being punished or what's the word? Not punished. I forget what I'm looking. They're not being reprimanded in any way for what they did. There's no fines. There's no jail time. There's nothing. Just that one article. Everybody's like, oh, well, they were just protecting us from Trump. Oh, you're out of your freaking mind. They took away your right to vote for the candidate you thought was going to do the best for you.
And that's just it. And that's just it. They're only caring about those that got money and how much they can get off of them. And when that don't work, who pays for it? We do.
Right.
And it's always been that way.
Not just monetarily. It's not just that we're paying monetarily.
No. I'm just saying, in general, who pays for all of this? We do.
Hey, did you hear about that Colorado mayor?
The who?
The mayor in Colorado that went off the rails. He resigned.
No.
He went off the rails. Oh yeah, it was brilliant. He went off the rails. He told he told people that he was sick and tired of them sticking out there for a handout for the government. If they wanted something, they need to get up off their asses and go to work or go to their church.
Oh, wait a minute! I think I did read that. I think I did read a little bit about that. Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, now see, that's just it. They say he goes on. I bet you they said that he's a threat because of what he said.
Yeah, and I don't even know. I don't remember his GOP mayor or Democrat mayor, to be quite honest. To me it didn't matter. It was just that he came out and told everybody to stop putting out their hand because unemployment claims are up 820,000.
I just saw an article, 861,000.
Oh, 61. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
and those are only the ones that are reporting.
I just saw that.
Yeah, and those are and that's only the ones that are reporting. That doesn't count the ones that aren't reporting.
Right. But that's the other thing too. I mean, they've got all the proof they needed about this Dominion shit. But it must be lies because the Democrat says it's lies.
Yeah,
and just like Chris was saying, when is enough enough? When do we actually stand up and take our country back?
I don't know. It is. That's a good question. When do we say enough is enough? How long? Like Chris was saying, at what point do we say we're tired of waiting? I listen to, like I said, some different podcasters, some of whom have some way out ideas. Others have the mainstream ideas that are lies. I try and listen to everything so that I know that when I come back and respond to something somebody says, I have a better idea of what I am saying. The same way if somebody corrects me on something, I willingly admit, I guess I was wrong. Let me change, my position or adjust it a little bit because, our opinions are based on the information we're given. So people on the progressive left, the only information they have been given are lies because people know that they are dependent upon mainstream media and Facebook for their news. That the average citizen does not go out and research other venues, so they're getting lies. So I want to know what lies is it that they're hearing so that I can go and get the correct information to show them, look, this is what the CDC is actually saying, like about schools and stuff. But people, they just, they're, although some of them are waking up, that's for sure.
Right, and here's another good example of following the fake news. A good friend of mine that I went to high school with and grew up with from kindergarten all the way up just freaking unfriended me before I got blocked. Just unfriended me because I proved it to him that these shots are nothing but bullshit. And the minute I said something about it, all my other friends from up there, they all come on saying, yeah, don't get that friggin' shot. You're an idiot. So 5 minutes after I guess I started that little battle, he blocked me.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It is,
and,
but you know what? That's and a lot of us said on his post, look, man, you got to take the good with the bad. When you put yourself out there, you're going to have people that know what's going on, and they're going to give their opinions. And what? You're going to toss away a 40 some odd year relationship friend-wise over it?
Well,
you're stupid.
Well, like that one saying hurts, or use my words. Like that one saying goes, the truth hurts. Yeah.
Right. And I got into it with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law at Christmas because they're up in age and they went and got the shots. And I kind of irritated them because I said, basically on the lines of, let me go get my 38 out. I'll put a round in it. We'll spin it. I said, we'll click it. I said, because that's what you're doing with this shot.
To be honest, I personally will not get the shot. I do try and explain to people why they should not get it. But at the end of the day, it is their choice. The government is not yet forcing people to take it. They are recommending it, and of course,
but they are.
And of course,
but
what do you mean they are?
They are forcing it. You can't have a medical job if you don't take the vaccine.
Well, see, here in Pennsylvania, you have to sign a paper. In other words, if you don't want the shot, you have to sign a release of I forget what it's called, but you have to sign a release to hold blameless or I forget what it's called. But anybody in the medical field that does not want to take the shot, or any teacher that does not want to take a shot, they do not have to, but they cannot use COVID as an excuse not to do their job. And if they do get COVID, they cannot hold their employer responsible, nor will they get sick pay.
Well,
so they can.
There you go.
I know here in Pennsylvania. That's here in Pennsylvania. I don't know about the rest of the country.
But that's what I'm saying. It's coming down to it that it's going to wind up not just being your first responders and your medical. It's going to come down to individuals. And I'm going to tell you right now, you better shoot me with a freaking gun and make sure I'm dead before you force me to go ahead and take your poison.
But again, Bobby, I am not disagreeing you. All I am saying is you still have a choice. You know, you know what I'm saying? In other words, they're not saying you have to get this shot. You have no choice. So they're saying if you want to get on the plane, you have to take the shot. Well, then I don't get on the plane. If you want to do this, you have to take the shot. And I'm like, then fine, I won't do this. You know,
and that falls underneath your livelihood too. Because what about these people that rely on flying every day for their job?
Well, then I guess they'll have to take the shot.
That's what I'm saying. So they are forcing people to take the shot.
They're making it very difficult to refuse it. Yes, they are. No doubt about it.
But yet the companies that are making these damn virus shots and doctors that are administering them are making you sign that paper that says, they're not held accountable if you die from the shot. Right, if you have
a reaction to the shot. Yes, if you have a reaction to... So they're not to be held responsible if you don't take the shot, and they're not to be held responsible if you have a reaction to the shot that they're telling you have to take if you want to do whatever. Yes, right. I agree. It's they need to definitely get rid of that. That goes
back to my own personal health, is that back when I was in a wheelchair, and they were telling me that I had to get this surgery if I wanted to walk again. And I looked at them. I was all right all the way up until they put the paperwork in front of me. And that little fine line that said, we will not be held accountable if something goes wrong during your surgery that makes you paralyzed for the rest of your life. Well, guess what? That was through the VA, and I told the VA, go fuck yourself. I am not signing that paper. And guess what?
No, I
was in a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair for years, and you know what got me out of the wheelchair? Acupuncture.
Oh yeah, acupuncture is very good.
But that's what I'm saying. These are the decisions. You know, that was my decision. You're not going to tell me I have to. You're not going to tell me I got to sign a piece of that says that I have to get it done because you said so. No. I mean, and that's what all this bullshit is all coming in full circle now. Is
right?
Yes, some people are waking up, but not enough. And where it's headed is socialism. That's what they want. That's what they've said it from day one. And nobody believes it.
I think their ultimate goal is communism, not socialism. It's just that they're being sneaky about it because Americans say communism.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant to say communism.
Yeah, they're using the word socialism because that's more acceptable to the left, the American people that are on the left. They don't want to hear about communism. We're having a hard enough time trying, with the socialism. But again, people they don't they're not realizing it, and by the time they do, it may be too late. So those of us who do believe, and I think there are more of us than you might think, because like I said, first of all, the number of people that voted for Biden is a lie. It's only about, I think, 69 million, they said. And of that 69 million, my personal opinion is at least 40 to 50% only voted for him because they believe the lies about Trump. No. I meant the lies. I meant the lies. The ones I'm saying 40 to 50% of those who actually voted for him only voted for him because they believed the lies they were told about Trump. Those are the ones that are starting to wake up. Those are the ones that are starting to wake up. Not to mention all the college kids that voted for him thinking they were going to get $50,000 towards their debt. They're waking up. What about or BLM and Antifa? I mean, not that they're ever going to be on our side, but they're realizing now that he ain't going to do jack shit for them. He just used them. So now they're fighting against him. Because
he didn't pay them. Because he didn't pay them.
Soros didn't pay them. And then, and now the amnesty for the 11 million illegal immigrants. And the ones that are coming in the country, it's like, oh, well, he's not letting them in yet. No, they're getting caught up the thing and put in tents and cages, or they're being let go because you can't overload them because of COVID, and they're not getting tested for COVID. And not to mention the ones that have been getting in illegally over the border. I forget where it was. They just found 18 bodies wrapped in plastic bags, and they're pretty sure that some cartel members managed to get across the border and kill these people in revenge.
Of course. Just like the tanker that they pulled over. I forget what state. They pulled over an actual tanker that had bodies in it, live bodies.
Right.
And see again, there's your federal government not doing their freaking job.
It is.
Somebody's always.
They're telling ICE they can't arrest anybody anymore.
Right.
And they have to be nice.
And they're telling the Border Patrol that, too.
I know.
But they, again, they, like Chris was saying earlier, maybe everybody's being quiet and everything, and maybe that's the way the Democrats want it, so they can continue to bring the Chinese here and the Russians and all your illegals until the cows come home, and what's going to happen is they're going to lead them all into a slaughter. That's all they're going to do.
Here's my opinion with the Russians. The Russians definitely are not our friend. We were allies during the World Wars, but they're not actually our friend. On the other hand, I do not believe that they are responsible for SolarWinds, that hacking job. I think that was China, and that they, made it look. And I know how. I can't do it, but I know how to do it. Hack into your computer and make it look like Lorna's doing it.
Right.
So, not to mention the fact. Think about it. Russia. I have a friend. He's in the military. He's in a company that does stuff for the military. He said, and they're still working off of Trump's orders. They have to sign all this paperwork proving that the materials they're using are not coming from China. And he said that Russia, the only really thing that Russia has come up with in the last 5 years is some missile, which is definitely not from American technology. However, think about all the stuff that the Chinese have come up with. Some of it we know for a fact they stole from us. So why would people? So why are they believing the government, who is full of Chinese spies, and family members? I mean, Mr. McConnell's married to a Chinese. His wife is Chinese, who owns a company that's partly owned by the Chinese government. I'm not saying she's necessarily a spy, but I'm saying she has connections to the Chinese government. So, and then that company, during the Biden time, that because of an AIDS, that company that did a lot of technology with military purposes bought 51%, and Biden's son bought the other 49%. So this is what I'm saying, that China is where the problem is. China, like I said, Russia may not be our friend, and I'm not saying they wouldn't come in and pick up scraps, but I don't really think we need to worry about Russia. China, on the other hand, we do need to worry about, because they don't need to come in here with military to destroy us. They're using our own government to do it. Our schools, do you know that how many schools, not just colleges, but high schools, are getting money from China and not reporting it? That they're teaching things from China? It's scary. And this is not conspiracy stuff. I'm going to different sites. I'm doing my own research. Somebody mentions it, and I'm like, wait, what? And I go and I look, and it's true. So, yeah, I really wish that I could do something other than pray. Right now, all I can do is pray, and trust me, I do, every day.
Yeah, that's all we can do right now. But all the prayers in the world ain't going to stop what this shit's doing. No. I just pray for strength. Pray for strength, because that's it. I can just pray for strength to deal with whatever's coming down the road, because something's coming, and it's coming soon. We can see it. Look at the missile attack in, what was it, Iraq, just the other day. I think even you might have posted. Some military. They're not sure where the missiles were aimed at, if it was at the airport or at the military base. But at the end result was some troops got hurt. But they were making excuses for it. I don't know. Biden has not talked to Israeli yet, the president, the prime minister, whatever he's called over there.
He talked to China for 2 hours, though. Mysteriously after. No, he hasn't talked to him yet. We don't know when he's going to talk to him. The next night, he talked to him for 2 hours. Then he didn't call the French president. Kamala, whatever the hell her name is, she did. How the hell do you do that? How the hell do you have your second person? I will not use those titles on them. That belongs to Trump. How do you have your second in command, who we all know is really primary, who the president of another country? Now, they're like, oh, well, she's got to get her feet wet. And I'm not on the first call, she don't. I'm like, but again, like I said, it is what it is, and we're just going to have to, hope that someone steps up to the plate.
Well, and it's just like I said earlier, I just hope that they smarten up and start arresting these people on all their lies, fabrications, and dealings with backdoor dealings with money.
Yeah, I don't. Again, it just baffles me how many people are actually still mad at Trump, so mad at Trump that they voted for this idiot. Yeah, like I said, the Republicans have destroyed themselves. They're, any of them that, like I said, I don't think we're going to have any more, but any of them that planned on running for office again, they might as well give that up because, especially the ones that went against Trump.
Right. And sometimes it takes a so-called new person to step up to try to take over as president for that all to come out. And they're finding out that it's coming out the wrong way.
Yeah, well, see, nothing is happening. Nothing. I mean, they keep saying about all this stuff coming out, but like what? What is going to come out? I mean, everything has come out. The problem is they're not doing anything about it. They don't care about Hillary Clinton and what she did. They don't care about what not just Hunter Biden, but Joe Biden himself has done. They don't care about any of that. And that includes the Republicans. The rhinos, they're all corrupt. And the few good ones that we have, they want to silence. Look at the one from, what state was she from? Was she from Georgia or, the woman who, before she ran for office, followed Q. She supported Q, and she thought that the Twin Towers was set up or something like that. I don't remember. But they took her off of all the committees, and the Republican GOP allowed the Democrats to remove her from her committees because she supported Trump. Or the one that carries a gun. She's like, 5'0", and she's carrying her gun when she walks around town or even into the Capitol. And that's why they put in all those metal detectors, because of that little woman trying to carry a gun for protection, which I don't blame her considering all the shit that's been going on.
Right.
Well, I know one thing that Biden did good.
What?
He made it so people like me could run for president. It's giving people hope.
Yeah, he's, yeah, it is. It's, they want to change a lot of stuff that is going to make things difficult. I'll tell you something, though. I was watching something, and they said you would be surprised at how many local government offices are unfilled because people don't run for them anymore. And they're saying that we should start at the ground level. What the heck is that called? Grassroots. And start get people to run for those open seats that aren't taken by anybody, and all local seats that are coming up for re-election because people don't pay attention to them. And start at the bottom because there are things that you can do at that level.
Right, but that's just it, though. I mean, there's a lot to it because, believe it or not, I thought about running a while ago, but there's just you have to be rich to even get in there. But again, you don't know who's being paid what to do what. And it's now all of a sudden finally coming out.
My sister ran for the school board, and she definitely doesn't have any money. She didn't spend any money. Some positions don't require it.
No, but when it comes to offices, especially as a politician.
Again, but that's what they're saying. Start small. Even if it's dog catcher type of thing. They're saying start small. Get your name out there. So that you really think AOC had money? She's a freaking bartender.
No, she was paid.
No, she was not. Even Joe Biden, when he first ran for office 47 years ago, he was not well off. He wasn't poor, but he wasn't well off at all. That's the whole point. Yes, you don't need, at the federal level or even maybe at the state level, you may have, yes, I agree. You probably have to have some money to get you started. But I'm talking local level, small things. That's what the podcaster I was listening to was saying. I don't have the personality for politics, or I would do it. But anybody can. That's the whole point. I've seen here in Lancaster some of the people that have run for office. You'd be surprised. Their mothers, their nurses. They've never held political office before. Our current mayor, as far as I know, she's never held political office before. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking really small, not state, not federal, not the mayor of Philadelphia. That's all I'm saying is that, what I heard on this podcast. I haven't done any additional research in it, but I do know that there are things that you can run for that don't require a lot of a big investment other than time.
Yeah, but it still all comes down to the mighty dollar.
Well, like I said, I don't know about where you are, but here we have a local GOP and a local Democrat office that they do help people running for office. So if you go to the Republican committee or whatever, and talk to them or whatever, depending on what you're running for, they will help you. I mean, like I said, it depends on the community you're in, I guess, on whether or not you have to be rich. Yes, you have to have money, whether it's donations or out of your own pocket. But how much you need is dependent upon where you are and what office you're running for.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, to
at the
run
end
with
of
the
the day,
just to try to run with the big dogs like that, you have to have serious cash backing.
yes, to run with the big dogs, you definitely do. But, you know, again, it's not all big dogs. There are other races that are only little dogs.
Right, but,
you know,
but if you really truly want to make a difference, you got to be up there with the big leaguers.
Yeah, so you need to start somewhere. Even Obama didn't just go to be a president. But Trump, as far as I know, Trump is the only person that became president without having been some other kind of politician first. That was why we voted for it. Well, not me, but that's why the Americans voted for him in 2016, and it's why we voted for him in 2020, because he's not a career politician. So yes, I agree. If you want to go up against politicians, and everything, yes, you definitely need money. But if you're going to start small and work your way up, then no. I mean, you get a young person in there, and they can start their way up. They don't have to start at the Senate and the Congress. But again, it's all moot, because I don't see, if things don't change within the next few months, I don't see us making it to 22.
Right. And I mean, you know, just like everybody says, just like Weathers was saying, you know, and I agree with him. I don't trust everything I hear, not until you show me proof. But then again, we still don't know. He's not, you know, Trump is not a dumb man.
No.
And like I said, he is a very avid and very successful chess player. Now, is he just waiting? Is he just waiting for the right time to pop all this shit up? I think he's just letting them dig their hole deeper right now, and then pop it out. I mean, that's my own opinion on that. But I have followed this man. Like I said, he was. I had several of my own cousins actually work for him before he even got into politics, and so, and I personally met the man and watched him play chess, and like I said, the way he runs his businesses, the way that he ran this country, was one big chess move.
Right.
So I don't put nothing. I still don't put him out of the running on it. I still don't put him out of not doing something for everything that these people tried to prove and failed not once but twice, and really go after the crooked ones.
Like I said, you know, if he's going to do something within the next month or two, then we have a chance. We have a chance. But in my opinion, my personal opinion, based on what I have seen and read, if something is not done to get Biden out of office, and I do not think that we will get to the end of the year.
That could be true. I mean, we just don't know. There's just too much.
No.
There's
Like
just
I
too
said,
much
I am praying.
people out there that are pretending to be for Trump, but turning around and giving a Democrat's reasoning.
Right.
Now, and that's not, that in itself is not going to work.
True. Like I said, I am praying and hoping that things work out. Whatever. I pray that I'm wrong. I will be okay if my opinion is wrong. Trust me. I don't care if I'm wrong. However, on the off chance that I am right, I am making damn sure I am ready.
Right. That's all we can do. But again, like it goes back to, we need more people to wake up from this shit. If we really want to make a difference and really want to see things get better, which is getting rid of this administration, then there's nothing we're going to be able to do.
No, I agree. Like I said, I'm just going to keep praying, and I will be very happy if I turn out to be, wrong and, a pessimist or whatever you want to call me. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I really am okay with being wrong on this. But I don't know. But I don't think I'm wrong. We'll hope and pray that I am, but I don't think so. There's just too many things happening, especially with regards to China. Even if I'm wrong and we don't actually go to war with guns and stuff like that, I do think that we're going to be destroyed. I think that they're trying to get rid of the Constitution, not just the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. I mean, we've already lost the First Amendment for the most part, because it's not just conservatives. Now they're going after libertarians and actual liberals, not progressives. Actual people who were liberals, because these people today are not liberals. I don't know what the hell they are, but they're not liberals. Because most liberals they want even less government than conservatives. I don't know what's going to happen. I can hope that I'm wrong and I'm being, over pessimism or whatever, but we will see what happens. They're already, like I said, they're already shutting up people, libertarians and liberals who don't agree with what's happening. They're getting shut down now too. It's that old poem from World War II. They came for so-and-so and I did nothing. They came for this one and I still did nothing. They came for that one, still nothing. They came for me and there's nobody left to come. That's what's happening right now.
Right. And another thing too, another Republican that was so for Trump turned around and backstabbed him is Nikki Haley. The hell these people are thinking.
I don't know. I don't know what
I
people
think
are thinking. But
I think I'm going
yeah, definitely.
to.
I wish we had more people on here. I'd like to hear more points of views besides you, yours, mine, Chris's, and Lauren's. I mean, it's a shame that more people are not on here.
Right.
Especially members. I mean, we have a lot of members. And it's sad that they don't get on here.
I know. And that's why I try to post it all over different sites.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to bring it to a close. We got 7 minutes left anyway, so. But I appreciate the talk. I appreciate.
Yes, as always.
You too, Lorna. Even though you fell asleep.
I'm still awake, barely. I'm awake.
But, no, thank you so
Unlike
much,
weather,
ladies, for being right. But thank you so much for being with me tonight. And
yep, you take care.
God bless you. Have a good rest of your night. And God bless America. God bless our troops, our first responders, Texas. Give out big prayers for Texas. And God bless the Defenders VII.